Hello Ji, Jai Gurudev, welcome to your Saheli chat show. My name's Jaz Saikon and with me I have my two co-hosts, Gadyal Gacha and Dav Ubi. Welcome ladies.
Hi, welcome. Jai Gurudev Ji.
And what a year it's been, hey, 2021. Can't believe it's nearly over and what another wild ride it's been.
Definitely.
So 2022 has to be the year of transformation.
Oh yes, definitely. I think we're going to become more wiser, more intelligent, and have more learnings, and it just continue from
absolutely. Now on. And how are you going to be aligning, to make 2022 the year where everything in your life lights up just how you want it, or how are you going to set the intentions to make it your year?
Well, I've had some really good positive experiences with clients where they have made a transformation in their lives. Fabulous. And they've moved from being in a negative space to a really positive space. So I'm hoping for a lot more of that. And whether that's through Seva, whether it's through Samaritans, whether it's through Kanshi TV, whether it's through your Saheli, we've got a lot of things going really well for all of us. And that's what I'd love more and more of that.
Absolutely, and we're so excited about our January event because Gadyal's become an ambassador for your Saheli, and she's going to be taking the Sutton Coldfield area, and we're doing a launch on the 23rd of January. At this lovely venue. Do you want to just say
Brass House and Kitchen in Sutton Coldfield. So we're all welcome. You're all welcome, ladies, 18 and above. 11 till 3 o'clock. So it'll be a lot of positive stuff. Start the year on, and we've all discussed it. And
looking forward.
That's what it's all about.
Excited about
new
it.
year, new you, new mindset, new opportunities.
Yeah.
Because we all want new opportunities and we want things in life.
Yeah.
But how often do we procrastinate and don't actually take action?
Yeah.
It's when you take the action.
Yeah.
So in this event, we definitely want to share how to really make our resolutions work and how to make your mind so powerful enough to actually have all our desires and dreams being completely fulfilled. So that's what we're really going to be doing on this event as well.
Exactly, and it's all about helping you set your goals.
Yeah.
So join us because it's beginning of the year, and we shouldn't really wait till beginning of the year, but we can do it now.
Yes.
But when we're together in a group,
yeah.
it's just so much easier because other people are accountable as well.
Yeah.
You know that they were there and you set these, and then at the end of the year we'll do another one to see how we've done with our goals.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a great opportunity for you to meet like-minded people and to create new friendships in a really positive space. So if you feel like your life's just kind of not going necessarily in any real direction, you might find that once you're there you meet somebody that will really kind of ignite you and make you feel like, you know what, I want to do this. And age is not a number that we're concerned about. We want anybody above the age of 18. Unfortunately, it's just for women only at the moment.
Yes.
But we really want to make this work, and it is for you as well as for ourselves.
Yeah. But even it's like we're saying for the women, it's one person in the family. If it's the woman, when she's done her inner work, she has a ripple effect on all the family members.
Yeah.
So, maybe the men won't be there, but they will, have the benefits from the lady being there because she will send the energy out to the whole family. And we're also going to share our own experiences, how we got to where we are, how we worked on ourselves, and how opportunity literally fell into our laps.
Yes.
So this could happen to everyone, but it has to start with us. So once we actually let go of the old programs, the old way of thinking, the old stories, and start creating a new story, and then this is what happens. We can experience harmony and great abundance in our life.
Exactly, so beautifully put. That's like, when one person puts the part on in the morning in the house, does the agarbatti, and does the reras in the evening, us sara ghar badal janda hai. Sare ghar da mahal, lovely energy.
Yes.
And
creates the peace.
Exactly, like we were talking in the cars, we were driving up in our Christmas jumpers. We were saying, how everything is energy. Energy thodi heavy biya, but you try to keep yourself halka as possible and keep yourself cleansed. That circle we have, keep that white.
Yeah. And it's nice to respect everybody where they are.
Yes.
So the responsibility, move yourself away from the energy where you're feeling. When we talk about energy, if you find someone is being a bit too obsessive or finding them being a bit too aggressive, you've got to understand where they're coming from, because they also got a lot of learning too. But in that time, it's a lesson for us to we gently move ourselves away, but with love and compassion, and send them love. Sachi, send them love. We start feeling, the moment we start feeling agitated and angry, we allow them to drain the energy from us.
Yes.
And they'll feel uplifted. But it's our responsibility, especially the work that we do, we have to keep ourselves uplifted. For ourselves, for the work we do, and for our family. So we gently move ourselves away from that situation with love and compassion for ourselves and the other person, and let go of blame and judgment. And Sachi, look at them with pyar, because always sare apne ya.
Yes, it's you yourself you see in the other person when you do it that way. And now we're going to move on to Christmas. Obviously, only a couple of weeks to go. And do you think Christmas is sexist? Do you think women have more pressure during Christmas time, or do you think it's equal, or do you think men leave it to the women? I just thought it was an interesting question as it's Christmas.
I think it depends on the families. I mean, in our family, my husband and the partners, they've got shops, so it's quite easy, as in they go to the shops and then we kind of share out all the food that's being made, and then we all come together in one house. So it's quite defined, but I think that's just because of the businesses. It's not something that we'd say, well, you've got to do, because they do help out, at any other family events.
See, in ours, I would say it's more like women, we take over, and especially my youngest, she has to put the trees up. 2 trees, she has to do them, has to be perfectionist. She is a perfectionist, so it has to be done her way. So we kind of take control as women, and it becomes more of a women's thing, and the men, they only get involved where it comes to getting the drinks. What do you lot want to get? Can you sort that bit out? So in a funny way, it is shared, but women do take on more. I feel, especially in our home.
I think everybody is different, like you said, it's different. I think the older generation was very different. I think it was just more like, it's call Irish to the around and everything, just like another function, wasn't it? Make all the smosey and things like that. It was just like but now things have changed, and now we're sort of like getting, because I'm a vegetarian, so I mean, we're not missing out, so we still sort of make it very sort of like Christmassy. We have all these vegetarian chicken logs and things, and so we still try and keep it traditional Christmas way, but I think we do contribute. We all sort of like do our bits.
We try to keep it as a house of equals, don't we, over Christmas. It's like, I personally, obviously my daughter's got to put the trees up. I take them down. I actually get them out the garage for her to put them up. So I think that's my little contribution. And then we all wrap our own individual presents. It's just such a lovely time. It's family time, and when you've got grandchildren, it's such an exciting time. So, we are as English as the British, really, because we're born here, brought up here, we've been here, our parents have been here a long time, and we celebrate Christmas just as much as the Gore do.
I enjoy it.
I love Christmas time.
I enjoy it.
I think this year's more special because last year we didn't get a Christmas, did we?
Well,
let's not go there. The whole video and
that was a bit naughty, wasn't it?
We're not saying anything,
not to do anything, and then the powers in charge were celebrating, and obviously
double standards and all that,
doesn't it? But the sad thing is, people that lost loved ones in that time and they weren't allowed to visit them. That's who my heart goes out to. Because while the powers to be were celebrating, and one rule for them and another for us, but what about the people that couldn't visit their dying loved ones?
That was a tough one.
It is a really, really difficult one, but I'm sure, like you said, the powers that be are really reflective. I'm hoping that these kind of mistakes, and they're not mistakes, they're conscious decisions, as far as I'm concerned, and I hope they're not going to do, the general public aren't stupid, none of us are stupid, we know what's going on, and and I just feel that I discussed this with my friend this morning, but who wants to take that role on? Nobody does. So but maybe that's part of the reason why people are putting up with what really shouldn't be happening.
Absolutely. And also my message to the ladies here is, hope this is aired before Christmas, because I just want to say, don't try to be Miss Perfect. Don't get completely burnt out before the big day. Delegate the tasks. That's what I intend to do, and I'm sure that's what you're both going to do. Because that's the last thing we want, to have a burnout. And also, when we talk about trees, do you have the real trees, or do you have Fake Christmas
I have the fake tree, but I love my fake tree.
I do. We have fake.
I think we have one of each. But this year, none of them have gone up because we kind of mislaid them. Because we had my daughter's wedding and we've kind of lost the trees, so we're in the process of getting one. I know it's a bit late. But I think climate-wise, I think it's nice just to have the same tree year on year and just maybe buy different decorations. But then, you know, if you're going to be recycling, and if that the real tree gets recycled and used in a good way, then that's not a bad thing.
But you know what? You're saying that, there's a fact here I've got written down. Over 8 million real trees are delivered each year, and only 1 million get used, and the others just go to landfill.
That's bad.
That's terrible.
And that's what I'm thinking.
What a terrible
That's what I'm thinking
stat.
about. Yeah.
So yes, use your fake ones, ladies. I would say, or gentlemen, whoever's watching. So you know, as long as you've got a couple of trees, nice vibes, nice atmosphere in your house, and it feels Christmassy. That's what we do. We change the bauble colour of the baubles every year, and that just
creates that different.
We're being mindful about climate. Again, we always bring this up. Again, I think now is the time to get this in again. We as ladies, especially, we need to change our mindset about that because and we hoard them. So there's this one woman who set up this little business. You can get her details from us, from me, and basically what she does is she recycles. She basically takes your old suits and she will recycle them. She'll sell them off. So everybody wants her to sell them. They want to give her the suits, but khareed nahi. So kind of try to change that mindset, because if we do it, the next generation will do it. Again, it's just about being mindful about wastage and the climate.
And especially I think that we've got to respect nature. You know, nature is a part of us. We're all made from the same elements. So I truly believe that, you know, whatever we give love and attention to nature, that it comes back to us, and nature will support us. And nature, relationships, you know, money, whatever we give a lot of love and respect to, it comes back to us.
Yes, absolutely. And during this festive period, koi kalla na hove. Ekdam the time koi kalla na hove. Christmas Day, when you're all sat around with the family, invite that person, whether it's an elderly, whether it's a parent, a grandparent, or any other family member or a friend. If you know they're on their own, stay in touch with them, make the phone calls, and invite them for Christmas. You know, we can't stress that or emphasize on that enough, how important it is.
And I think you can appreciate Christmas that little bit more, knowing that you're doing some kind of, you know, you're making more of an effort, not just for yourselves, but for somebody who could potentially be on their own.
Exactly, and look at the blessings that person's going to give us. One of the because, you know, show them how it's done.
I know we come from obviously we're from a Sikh culture, but I still have a lot of respect for Christ consciousness. Because I believe in Christ consciousness as deeply as I can imagine I did actually. But obviously when I went to school in Mombasa, and I always used to have images of Christ in my head most of my life, and I couldn't remember why. And when I went back to Kenya, Nairobi, this is going back 3-4 years ago, and I went to my old school where I used to go there at Saheli, and I realized there was this huge statues, and my school was called the Sacred Hearts, you know, and I had this huge statue of Christ, and that's the image I must have held in there. I remember I used to be sitting there at the bottom of the statue when I used to be little at playtime, whatever. And that's all my life. I always had this image of Christ consciousness in my head. So I used to watch movies like Jesus Nazareth. I used to really engrossed into it. I used to watch all of it. It's so long.
That's where it began from.
And so when Christmas comes, I also feel that connection. And it doesn't matter what, you know, your religion is or whatever. You still feel that Christ conscious is all about that we're all one. That we're all we live from the heart. And then we connect with the heart. We can heal anything. Illness, relationships, anything, and when we connect with the heart, and that's what Christ consciousness was about.
And if you go to all of the different religions, they are basically all saying the same thing. And you know, it is all about being compassionate, caring, loving, and kindness.
And it's like we say, Happy Christmas, Happy Diwali, Happy Vaisakhi. Look, the happy is the same in all of them, right? And we support each other's function, tradition, and the same with like now the English people, they celebrate Diwali. Look how much it is in schools and, you know, in education about Diwali, even about Vaisakhi. And this is what makes it, and it's lovely. It's all multicultural.
It is all different destinations, but different paths, but the destinations are the same.
Exactly. And, you know, again, touching on something quite sad, and we know it's a festive period and everything, but just be careful, because not everybody is as lucky or as fortunate as you are. I mean, recently in the news, all it's been about is this young boy who's 6 years old, Arthur. He lived in Solihull, so it's really close to us because we're from there. So
I really felt it. I don't know, because we're in Solihull, because we never thought.
Also, my grandson is 5.5, and I feel it so much, because you just think, oh my God, all the signs were there, but nobody picked up, you know.
And I think the most worrying thing for a lot of people is that Solihull's supposed to be a really affluent area. You know, it's where, you know, the middle class or upper class people live. So for that to have happened there, it just goes to show that you know, it can be anywhere. And we can look at, you know, the really poverty-stricken areas and think, well, you know, it's definitely going to happen there. But then really we should be looking in our own areas just to see what is actually happening.
It could be happening anywhere. And it's like the grandmother, Pachari, you know, she was on the news, my heart went out to her. She said because it was first lockdown when it happened, it would have been picked up on. But because it was during lockdown, that first lockdown, when everything was really strict, you know, she was pouring her heart out. She was saying, like, the Munda's mama had actually noticed some bruises, and they'd taken pictures, and they'd gone to the police, and the police said, stop wasting our time, we've already been and had a look, there's nothing, this is the second time you've come forward, if you carry on we're going to arrest you. How can you take something like this into your hands? I mean, we're all saying you know, especially because you know, when the social services used to go, when they used to get a report, Bache are so easy, they're just looking for love.
That's right.
And, you know, she'd probably, the stepmother, we know our stepmothers can be evil. You know, she could just give him a bit of love, a few smiles, and every time they went, he was all smiles and so happy, and they're so innocent, and she got away with it.
You tell
they
them
believe anything,
love.
And he was just looking for love, because his own mother was in prison for murder, and his dad and the stepmother had done this to him, and you know, he was just let down by everybody. He was failed by everybody.
I mean, you know, obviously everybody has been affected by this in one way or another, and that's with every, you know, major case where child abuse has happened. But for me, it's almost like, well, what is it that the parents have been through for them to be then doing that onto a child? Well, you know, and for me, it raises those questions, because hurt people. So,
and you do it to your own child. I mean, what kind of parent would do that? But like you said, what's going on with them?
What is the backstory, you know? Well, how were they treated in order for them to feel comfortable? For them to feel comfortable doing that to somebody, because anybody from a normal or a good, decent family where they've grown up with love, there's no way that would have ever happened.
And then to cover up and manipulate the whole situation, because it was reported the house was always so tidy, there were no dogs, there were no toys or anything out of place, so they said, okay, we're not going to take this any further.
But they asked the little boy as well, and the little boy said, oh no, I'm happy here. But the child will say anything long just to get love. So somebody has to, whoever is in, like the people in the social services people, they have to sort of like keep going back. You know, the child just saying it once is not enough. They should know that, obviously.
You've got to do what you've got to do, because as a society, again, we shouldn't be afraid to raise the alarm. That's the biggest.
And I think you know, we can blame the police or social services, but I think it's a responsibility for all of us. We all have our own, you know, it's, for instance, if my neighbour's child normally plays out in the garden every day and then all of a sudden stops, then I should be thinking, you know, is everything all right? What's going on? And that's what used to happen, you know, when we were young, everybody's doors were open, everybody came and went to each other, so none of that really happened. But now, especially in the winter time, and obviously lockdown's got a lot to do with this.
Nobody sees anybody, do they?
But I think, you know, we should try and be a bit more nosy. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No.
And if we are concerned, in a healthy way.
Absolutely. And if we can actually just get a message out, we shouldn't be afraid to raise the alarm. Whether bachche na hunda ya kisi siane na hunda, you don't see them or they say something to you.
The old people are just as badly affected. Young children and old people, they're like vulnerable targets.
And vulnerable children and adults as well.
This COVID lockdown has taught us so much, right? So much we took for granted, and everything's changed. Situation where we were last year, we were in tier 3, weren't we? And obviously, like we said, there were parties going on where there shouldn't have been, but now they're saying again, from next week, and wear masks, wear public, where you're in the shops or public transport. Again, it's just about being mindful, isn't it? And just protecting others, because when you wear a mask, you don't really protect yourself, you're protecting the other person.
Exactly.
And again, raising the alarm, you're protecting the other person.
And I think if everybody does their bit, then hopefully, this whole situation will slowly go away. But
honestly, again, like I said, when you hear something like that, we stop for a bit, and then we all are set in our ways, we get up and we carry on. But that's life, isn't it? That's what happens. But just be mindful. And this festive period, when people are not going to work and people are, some people are not out and about, they're just at home. And because we're all so busy with Christmas, the ones that are on their own, don't forget them.
And I think also, we're talking about that little boy, we should also be aware, Sadiq, even as close as rishtedar we ho, and something's not right, but we think we don't want to interfere because I don't want to get into trouble because I did close rishtedar or whatever. I think we still should say something and mention it to authorities.
Definitely. And it doesn't matter, because you know what? ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਹੀ ਕੀਤਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਆਪਣੇ ਲਈ ਵੀ ਅਗਲੇ ਲਈ ਵੀ, and if they don't like it, they're doing something wrong anyway, so you don't need to worry about that. And just touch on again, we stay on the older people, we just find them so empowering, don't we? Jib hum aap kar le ya fir ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ mindset ਕਿੰਨੇ strong ਆ, and like at the moment ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਿਆਂ ਚ ਵੀ ਕਈ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਕਈ ਹਜੇ ਗਏ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ, and I know you're really passionate about the supporting and looking out for our elders. What would you add to that, especially now?
I just think I think with your own parents or your grandparents, take time out. I don't know if you've watched that film. Is it Babel or something, where the parents are split up and the children don't want to take responsibility.
Yes. Oh, I know.
And Hema Malini.
Salma Khan, is it?
Yeah. And Hema Malini. And I just think those parents are the ones that did everything for us to get us where we are, and it should be automatic that we should want to look after them, take care of them. And yes, we've still got our own life, and children want to go out and spend time with their friends and all those things, but never forget where you've come from. And one day you will be in that position where, if you've looked after your parents, your children down the line or people around you will, like you said, give you sisa, and and somebody hopefully down the line will take care of you. But if you show selfishness and think, well, that's it,
that's all your children are going to learn, because they're going to say either her parents or his parents, they never had time for them.
And that's
it's okay, we haven't got time, we're busy. They understand they were busy.
And I think there's, I'm kind of just telling a tiny little clip of this story that comes from Sikhi. I can't remember all the details, but it was this son carrying his dad on his back and was going to drop him into the river or the sea to drown him because he was old. And then his dad said to him, well, you're doing the same as what I did to my dad. And then the boy took his dad back and thought, well, why am I doing this? Because I don't want to end up in this situation. So therefore, somebody's got to break that cycle of, neglecting or not caring for somebody. And at the end of the day, what is it? Spending time with people who've done so much for you. There's got to be so much in there. I mean, I know I wish my mum was still here for me to take care of.
Yeah, of course.
And then
and then it's like now,
it's a difficult
afterwards, when you're thinking, I wish they were here, it's too late, isn't it? So while they're here, one of the seva kar lo, because seva, like they seva, they bich mevaya, isn't it? You get everything by doing the seva. And it's so true though, isn't it? Seva they bich mevaya. So look after them. What goes around comes around, because you will be looked after as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But also I think our generation is slightly different now as well, that we've learned also the responsibility of taking care of ourselves. So we also don't want to be a burden on our children.
No.
We're also thinking that way, aren't we?
Yeah.
But we created a different relationship with our children. We're more on a friendship basis, and we respect our space as well. We like them to be there for us, but also we feel more safe and empowered in our space.
Yeah.
And that comes to self-care as well, doesn't it? Because our children see us looking after ourselves, and the self-care we give ourselves, and you know how we're always trying to fill that vessel up first. They see it, they become like that. And that's what we're saying. They will see, and that's what
selflessly want to help us. Before in the past, more is more an obligation, a duty, or better do it. But it's not coming from a place of love. I think if I don't do it, look, you can get whatever, you know, the selfish son or daughter or whatever. But now it's actually coming that from a place of love. You know, because
and people
that's what
appreciate.
Exactly, and like our moms, they would never really put themselves first because they looked at that as being selfish. But it was always sorting everybody else out and putting themselves last, right? Whereas we've changed that narrative. But let's look after us because you can't look after yourself enough. And like say, if you can put yourself first, then you can give that to the other person. You can always do what you do for yourself for the other.
Life is a mirror. So when you're always putting yourselves last and think yourself, you're not important enough to fulfill your needs, then that will mirror back to us through our children, to our friends. They always treat us last. You know, they'll do their things first and put us at the bottom of the list. Because that's just mirroring back to us.
So again, another nugget, as much as possible, fill yourself up, give yourself that care, give yourself that time to replenish.
That lovely post you put up, a 104-year-old lady.
That
was so powerful.
It was so good. I mean, it was about a woman that's she never managed to get educated while she was young, and then she went to university and she managed to get a degree, and it was just so beautiful because I thought, never stop learning, because no matter what, if you've got a dream and you know, for one reason or another, because of your obligations to your family, to your friends, to your culture, to your village or your community, but still don't forget about what God put us on this earth for. You know, there is a light in all of us, but sometimes, you know, we make so many, not excuses, but things get in the way of us really living to our potential. So therefore, you know, never forget.
104.
I mean, that's amazing.
I mean, look at that Fodja Singh running in his 90s.
I mean, he's a complete inspiration.
Exactly.
He's 107, still running.
And Joe Biden, at the age of 80, became a prime minister. So again, कदे भी give up नहीं करना, है ना? Never give up.
अपनी सोच है thinking, oh मेरे न्याने ब्याह हो गए, और अपने घर चले गए, उनकी इसी की करना हो, ऐसी बैठे टीवी देखी जाना, you know, no, life can start again. Every day is a new beginning. Start a new career, new life, new relationship. Anything can start.
You've got to have it within you, that light, right? That has to be, that fire has to be bigger than the fire outside. क्योंकि आप कहते हो कि कहूँगा ओ मैं इधर कर लूँगी जे इधर कर लिया. Doesn't matter, because when you're going through your hard time, or get bill pay kar diya, or get mortgage pay kar diya. I mean, like with me, what I do with your Saheli, widows are not supposed to have a voice. They're not supposed to be doing things like this. So I kind of go out of the box a bit. But what am I doing? I'm just trying to live my life on my terms, what I'm supposed to be here doing, and I'm doing it. And again, I'm very grateful to Kanshi TV for giving us this platform where we can make a difference to others, you know, many others, hopefully.
And like I said, when you're passionate about something, it affects your whole mind, body, spirit, and you actually start feeling younger, and it has impact, like you said, on your looks and everything.
Absolutely. And the way you dress up, and the way you want to dress up and be seen.
When people get to a certain age, like when their kids are married off and they think their husbands, they're not having that intimate relationship as much, and they're gone old, and who's going to look at me now? You know, I feel worthless, I'm in retirement, you know, I'm not important anymore. That's why older people, they start shrinking because the better cells are listening to you. That's why if older people start having a hunchback, they start shrinking. You notice they get smaller and smaller because that's what they think about themselves. They're small and safe, and it's up to feel I'm invisible, nobody notices me anymore. But that's his soch there, or is that so that's so important. But if there are people that you see people who are upright and they're in their 70s and 80s, look at them and you know, do some research on how they think and how they live their life. Those people are probably upright, feeling young, they're feeling young at heart, and they're lambe siddhe. But jere so small that I'm not important, I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not intelligent, you know, kids don't think about it, they're busy doing their own things, they only talk to me jadon ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਆ, so they start to they want to be invisible, they want to hide away.
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿਣ ਲੱਗ ਪੈਂਦੇ ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਸਿਆਣੇ ਹੋ ਗਏ, ਹੁਣ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ, ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਟਾਈਮ ਪਾਸ ਹੈ। No, ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਹ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ ਟਾਈਮ ਪਾਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ, you got to celebrate you.
ਨਾਲੇ you know ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰੀ ਨਿਭਾ ਲਈ ਆ, ਨਿਆਣਿਆਂ ਦੀ look after ਕਰ ਲਈ ਆ, you're looking after your grandchildren. when spend time on you, ਆਪਣੇ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਟਾਈਮ ਦੇਵੋ, ਬਾਹਰ ਜਾਵੋ, ਆਪਣੇ ਫਰੈਂਡਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲੋ ਜਿੱਥੋਂ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਿਲ ਸਕਦੇ, ਜੇ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਵੀ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਥੋੜੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਹੈ, ਕਾਲਜ ਜੁਆਇਨ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੜ੍ਹਨਾ ਸਿੱਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, you know ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਖਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਆ। ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਆ, you know start a little group, 2-4 ਬੁੜੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰ ਸੱਦ ਕੇ ਚਾਹ ਪਾਣੀ ਪਿਲਾ ਕੇ,
ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤਜਰਬੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ, ਸਾਡੀ ਸਿਆਣੀਆਂ ਆਂਟੀਆਂ ਕੋ, ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਮਾਮਾ ਕੋ, ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਤਾਂ ਹੈ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਬੁਣਦੀਆਂ ਆ, ਕਰੋਸ਼ੇ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਆ।
ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੀ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਖਾ ਦਿਓ, you know ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਹੋਊਗਾ, ਗਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਨਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਵੀ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਫਲਾਨੀ ਆਂਟੀ ਤੋਂ ਸਿੱਖੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਵੀ ਏਦਾਂ ਸੂਟ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਬਣਾਉਣਾ
ਹੋਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੁਛ, ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਪਾਵਰਫੁਲ ਹੈ, ਆਪਣੀ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰੋ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਆਏ ਸੀ, ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਸੀਗੇ, ਉਹ ਗੱਲ ਤਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਦੀਆਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਗੱਲਾਂ, you know later on the ਸਿਆਣੇ not here, all that's going to be gone. ਉਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰੋ, leave a legacy.
ਪਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਧਿਆਨ ਰੱਖੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਆ ਆਪਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ, ਦੁਨੀਆ ਬਾਰੇ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਏਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੋਲੋ ਲਾਈਫ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੰਗੀ ਆ, ਮੇਰੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੌਨਫੀਡੈਂਟ ਹੋ ਗਏ, ਆਪਦੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, you know ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਸਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਰੀਰ ਤੇ ਅਸਰ ਪੈਂਦਾ, ਦਿਮਾਗ ਤੇ ਅਸਰ ਪੈਂਦਾ। so talk about new things, talk about ਮੈਂ time free, ਮੈਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੀ ਹਾਂ, ਉਹ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੀ ਹਾਂ, don't think ਮੈਂ free ਹਾਂ, ਮੈਂ ਕੁਛ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ, life is a waste of time।
ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਫਰੇਸ कॉफी पीन चलिए, आपा केक खान चलिए, आप उत्थे जाइए, it's nice, life is a massive adventure, make it, you know।
ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗਾ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਫਲਾਣੇ ਥਾਂ ਜਾਣਾ ਸੀਗਾ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਕਰੋ ਵੀ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, you know you might want to travel somewhere and you know ਯਾਤਰੇ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਲੋਕ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਪਰ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਥਾਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਦੇਖਣ ਵਾਲੇ, ਪਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਦੇਖੋ, ਇਨਵੈਸਟ ਕਰੋ ਟਾਈਮ, you know ਨਿਆਣਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਪੁੱਛੋ ਵੀ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਮੇਰਾ ਵੀ ਜੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਸਪੇਨ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾਣ ਨੂੰ, so do it, go,
ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਨਿਆਣੇ
enjoy your life,
they all started to go to uni, some are married ਹੈ ਨਾ, so they quite independent, ਜੋ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਠੀਕ ਖੁਸ਼ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਪਰ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਚਾਂਸ ਮਿਲ ਗਿਆ, ਮੌਕਾ ਮਿਲ ਗਿਆ, let's do something we never done before, ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਅਸੀਂ ਕਦੇ ਟਰਾਈ ਨਹੀਂ, ਪਰ ਰਿਸਕ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ, ਪਰ ਉਹ ਰਿਸਕ ਐਡਵੈਂਚਰ ਹੈਗਾ, ਨਾਲੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੌਨਫੀਡੈਂਸ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਨਾਲੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਿਹਤ ਤੇ ਅਸਰ ਪੈਂਦਾ, you know so this is a time to do it। ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਸਾਡਾ ਉਹ ਰੋਲ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਅਸੀਂ ਖੁਸ਼ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ, but now we're going to start a new role, now we're going to get to know ourselves,
and we're young enough and well enough to do that, so you know we're going to keep this way for as long as we can।
ਨਾਲੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਯੋ ਸਹੇਲੀ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ, ਉਹਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਇਹੀ ਆ ਵੀ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੀਆਂ ਆ ਲੇਡੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ, ਬੁੜੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ, ਬਜ਼ੁਰਗਾਂ ਨੂੰ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਿ ਲਾਈਫ ਹਾਲੇ ਫਿਨਿਸ਼ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਈ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰੋ, you know ਗਾਂ ਦੀ ਗਾਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਵੋ, ਤਾਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਕੁਛ ਦੇਵੋ, ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੁਛ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਤੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗੂਗਾ ਵੀ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਹਲੇ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਇੱਥੇ, ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਹੁਣ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੀ ਹਾਂ, you know so it's a continuation।
that is the message, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ, you know ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਇਸ ਦੁਨੀਆ 'ਚ ਆਇਆ ਉਹਨੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਵੀ ਹੈ, right, ਤਾਂ I don't want to be ਜੇ ਮੈਂ 90 ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਬੈੱਡ ਤੇ ਪਈ ਹੋਵਾਂ ready to die thinking oh ਮੈਂ ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ, ਮੈਂ ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਣ ਆਓ, ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦੀ, ਤੈਨੂੰ ਕੌਣ ਰੋਕਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ, and that's my message to the world, it's your life, live it on your terms and do what makes you happy and have no regrets, because ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਲਾਈਫ ਬਹੁਤ ਛੋਟੀ ਆ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ, ਪਰ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ to the max live it on your terms, it's long enough।
and when we say that term, life is too short, life ਬਹੁਤ ਛੋਟੀ ਆ, ਉਦੋਂ ਛੋਟੀ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਹੈ, when we too thinking about future 'ਚ ਕੀ ਹੋਣਾ, ਪਿਛਲੇ ਕੀ ਹੋਇਆ, but when we stay in present, when we're really enjoying the present moment, then life slows down actually. When you're living in the present, life really slows down, you really indulge in that moment, and it becomes, we lose concept of time।
We really do, even when we do this, ਅਸੀਂ ਜਦੋਂ travel ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਇਕੱਠੀਆਂ ਆਉਂਦੀਆਂ ਸੀ, ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਰਾਹ 'ਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਬਾਤਾਂ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਆਉਂਦੀਆਂ, watch what's going on around us, it's so lovely, isn't it? And then we come here, we're present, we're talking to you guys, then we go for a bite to eat, again we're present, we know this half a day Thursday is gone just on us,
and we don't feel tired because I see we're so in the present moment and being very passionate, so we lose concept of time. Think, oh my God, that's what the power of living in the present, enjoying life in the moment. Now, not when I'm going to be happy or in the future so we're waiting for something to happen then I'll be happy. So it's important to be happy now.
And when you're happy, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਛ ਵੀ achieve ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, right? It's like ਮੈਂ share ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ ਆਪਣੀ event ਤੇ I was really low in 2008. Obviously I was going to be, my husband had passed away, and then you know, you have to go through all the emotions, you have to go through acceptance, and you know, believe in your faith that you'll be okay. You have to be really strong-minded to accept everything and courage. And then in 2013 I'd never bought a house myself. ਮੈਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਸ਼ਕਤੀ ਮਿਲ ਗਈ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਰ ਲੈਣਾ, ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਨਵੀਂ ਗੱਡੀ ਕਢਾਉਣੀ ਆ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੁਛ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਆਉਂਦਾ, but you've got to want to do it so much that you do it.
That's right.
And that's where, you know, you feel like so proud of yourself. My God, ਮੈਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਸੀ, ਮੈਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਆਈ ਆ. And you know, it's all Baba Ji's blessings, right? Because ਉਹਦਾ ਹੱਥ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਿਰ ਤੇ ਰਵੇ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਯਾਦ ਕਰੋ. ਅੱਗੇ ਸਿਆਣੇ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, all the time, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ, remembering Baba Ji all the time. And it's so true with that, because ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਵੇਰ ਨੂੰ ਉੱਠ ਕੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ thank you for another, you know, day, ਮੈਂ ਫੇਰ ਉੱਠੀ ਆ. Again, your day just starts with a blessing.
That's right.
But ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੈ ਨਾ, it's definitely, you know, beautiful what you've just talked about, but ਔਖੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਹਰੇਕ ਤੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ, ਯੂ نو, ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਆ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਮੁਸ਼ਕਲਾਂ ਆਉਂਦੀਆਂ, ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਆਉਂਦੀਆਂ ਆ, ਪਰ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਬਾਤਾਂ ਕਰਨ ਨਾਲ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਤੇ ਭਰੋਸਾ ਰੱਖ ਕੇ, ਯੂ نو, ਅਸੀਂ ਗਾਂ ਵਧੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਨਾਲ, ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਸਹਾਰਾ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਜਾਂ ਇੱਧਰੋਂ ਜਾਂ ਉੱਧਰੋਂ, ਪਰ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਵੀ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਢੇਰੀ ਅੰਗ ਥੱਲੇ ਡਿੱਗ ਪੈਣਾ ਵੀ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਬਸ ਲਾਈਫਸ ਓਵਰ. ਟਾਈਮ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਵੀ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਆ that life is over, but you know, ਫੇਰ ਵੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ, you know, ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਗਾਂ ਵਧੀ ਜਾਓ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ, life gets better.
You got to look at the good things that you still got, because there's still plenty of them. You might have one bad thing happen, but you've got to look at all the good you've still got and you're getting. So ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ gratitude ਚ ਰਹੀਏ, ਆਪਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਚੁੱਕ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, right? Because ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਚੁੱਕਣਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਆ mentally, because you know, otherwise psychologically if you're just down, you ਉੱਠਣ ਜੋਗਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ. ਤਾਂ ਕਈਆਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਵੀ ਕਿੰਨੀਆਂ negative ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ, ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਉੱਠਣ ਜੋਗਾ ਛੱਡਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ. Because when I moved from my house, I was so upset. It was a dream home we'd brought together, my husband and I, and obviously the kids, with the double landing, and you know, you imagine your daughter getting married, coming down the stairs, and it didn't happen. So you know, because when he passed away, everything changed. But my eldest daughter, we still stayed in that house and did her wedding like we wanted to do it. He wasn't there, sadly, but we were all there, and she did that walk down those stairs, you know. And then when we were feeling like we don't belong here anymore, it doesn't feel right, we had the courage to move, and I actually moved on Baisakhi Day. I was so upset because it's my dream home. My youngest one didn't want to move. My son and my other daughter were fine. They go, Mum, look, do what's right for you, because health is most important.
That's right.
So when we moved, you know, I moved on Baisakhi Day, and I was feeling really sad, but I didn't know this fact. Ek minu auntie kendi, tu ta fir vi insaan hai. Apne Guru Gobind Singh Ji was forced out of his house on Baisakhi Day. Baisakhi Day, I thought, oh my God, auntie, you know, if Baba Ji was forced out of his home on Baisakhi Day, who am I to complain? If he got up and did what he did, we got to remember, ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਹੜੇ culture ਤੋਂ ਆਏ ਆ, and what our gurus have done for us, and same with what our parents have done for us. Why can't I get up then? And it's having that positivity, I suppose, isn't it?
ਤਾਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਯੋ ਸਹੇਲੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋਈ ਸੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀਗੀ, ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਸਟੋਰੀਆਂ ਲਿਆ ਕੇ ਤਾਂ ਗਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਹੋਵੇ, ਜਾਂ ਕੋਚਿੰਗ ਥਰੂ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ, ਜਾਂ ਥਰੂ ਯੋ ਸਹੇਲੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਬੁੜੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ, ਲੇਡੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਇਕੱਠੀਆਂ ਕਰੀਏ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਨੂੰ ਸਹਾਰਾ ਵੀ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਹੈਲਪ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਵੀ ਚੰਗਾ ਹੋਊਗਾ. ਪਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਟਸ ਅਬਾਊਟ empowering people to see that no matter what your difficult time
and connecting you with yourself, because this is what these ladies do. I mean, I'm not always upbeat and happy. Dad will tell you, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਰਾਜ ਸਮਝਾਉਂਦੀ ਆਈ. It makes a big difference ਜਦੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦਾ spiritual coach, life coach ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਮਝਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ, because what they've learned, not everybody has learned that. And we all need it. And when you're really aligned with who you are, life becomes beautiful and just so easy. And ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ recognize ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ. And this is what I can't stress. Indian people need Indian coaches, and that is most important. So
ਨਾਲੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ
details ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ by the way.
ਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਯੂ نو ਮੈਂ ਆਹ ਇੰਨੇ ਸਾਲ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਆ ਜੌਬ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਹੋਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੁਛ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੀ ਯੂ نو I can't move you know because I've got no education. I mean I spoke to somebody just 2 weeks ago and she's disabled and she said, oh, I haven't worked in such a long time. And I said, there's so much out there, even for people who are disabled, you know, you've got to just at least try. And then I've spoken to her and she said she's got a job, you know, and that happened within just one conversation. But because sometimes we are the people that blocked ourselves and we think we're not allowed to, we can't do it, but that's because we're not willing to risk or face the fears or just even try because we're in a comfortable place. And that's what we want to help you with and
the
make you
blockages
realise.
could come from like no one's given me permission or they said I can't do that. That causes blockages in your body, Hannah.
That's right, yes.
Steph, I'll let you expand on that a little bit.
All I know that all of our suffering not come from what's happening out there. The suffering's in here. What we think and believe about Jansadi Soch, that's causing the suffering. If we can change our Soch, sari you know experience life sari dunya badal jandi hai. So we help we helping you change your soch because sometimes we get in such a habit and it's an automatic thing. So once you can change that, your circumstances will change. So the halat ikdam badal jandi hai. You can create the most loving relationship, just a relationship think that there's no way this is ever going to be resolved. Everything is possible. You can make the most damaging relationship the most harmonious relationship once we change our assumptions about it. So
and you're willing to be open to change, you know, and not just be stuck in a hateful space. And you've got to, you know, change your mindset to becoming loving and caring.
But it will never work if we try and think that we're going to make the outside situation change. Fir main khush hongi. It's not going to. It might temporarily work for a couple of months or so, but even that it will be draining on you and the other person. Eventually, the situation will get even worse than before. So you want to change your life, then change yourself.
And you give your power away, don't you, when you are expecting. So move away from expecting because जिमें ना ओ होगा मैं ठीक होंगी, like you said, वो अपना सारा power चल जाता है. So acceptance is key.
Power.
And this will take us nicely to buri nurture. Do you believe that? जो को oh nurture लग जानी है, मैं दसना नहीं किसी ने मैं होने एक आन लगी है, जब मैं move होना है, पर nurture लग जानी.
If you believe it, then it will work. Because whatever you believe in, you will experience it. That's how powerful our minds is. So if you believe it, then you will have that attracted to you.
I don't believe it.
You don't believe it?
I don't believe it, no.
No.
When I was little, I used to go under the ladders on purpose.
Yeah, they say that, don't they? जब पौड़ी थल्ले दी नंग गए तू बदना नहीं हैगा तू मददी रह जाना है.
Yeah. I mean, if people believe in it, but like I said, I don't believe in it either.
No,
but I know people who are so adamant that it does because they truly believe in it. So they will have evidence of it.
And then they start getting negative events. They start getting negative events, don't they?
So then you can't even sort of like debate, argue with them because for them it's so true. Because there's so much belief in it.
And it's the self-fulfilling prophecy, isn't it? When you say, oh, my life is so crap, or, you know, oh, I'm never going to find a job, I'm never going to be able to do this. Well, you're actually saying something because you probably don't even want it because it's scary to go out there and face your fears and everything like that.
My mum was very unwell. My mum was a very beautiful, sort of like she was a lime of the light everywhere. And when she went ill, she completely deteriorated, and you could hear women commenting, "Oh, nazar lagi."
Yeah, we had that.
And I didn't believe in it, thinking like, because I sort of like knew my mom at that time was focusing on more about illnesses and health issues. There'll be constant chatter. So in a way, I knew somehow she had drawn this situation to her. But people kept saying, no, and Soni Sigi, she was always there out, everybody attracted, and so found her such an attractive woman. Ki ho gaya, she did look very different. But I knew it wasn't Nazar. I just knew my mom had created this herself. Even her illness, she created herself. Because she was too focused on being unwell all the time.
And this is one thing we do need to say.
This is the power, isn't it?
But and this is the one thing, when we go to see somebody who's not well, we shouldn't be saying, "Hi, tu ta bahut mamar lagdi hai, tu ta sachi tu ta." That's just so bad.
You should be
positive. We should be uplifting the person.
Yes.
But sadi aadat hai you know, within our culture.
Negative vibration.
You know, you look really unwell. Oh my God, what happened to you? You know. But if we say, "Oh, you know, don't worry, you'll be okay. You know, come on, fight it, be strong, and talk about positive things."
Exactly, and this is a conversation we were having. It takes back to that. It's really bizarre. It's like Dav wasn't well yesterday. I was going to actually say this at the beginning. She wasn't well yesterday, and we were just having a conversation. If I'm well enough, I'm going to try to be well enough, she said. And she goes, "I definitely want to do this." And this morning when I text her, I said, "I hope you're okay and hope you're going to come." And she said, "Yes." Tell us how.
It's just because I thought God, universe, Brahma has given me this seva. And I said, if you give me this seva, you make me well enough to come.
Yeah.
You know, don't give me this, throw this into my lap and make me unwell. I said, give me this seva. And like I said, if my body's listening, because I truly, that's my belief, you see. I truly believe that my body cells are listening to me. So if I'm lying in bed all day today, my body's going to say, "Oh, you really are unwell. I'll make you more headache and make it last longer. I'll make you cough even more." So if I'm moving up and about, the body's saying, "Oh, so you're moving up and about. I have to heal quicker." So that's why I got up, got dressed. I thought, "My jana." So
and we would have missed you as well. So
definitely, we wouldn't have been able to do it without you, because it's nice, and we know we have a commitment, and we want to do this seva, and God's given us this platform, so we intend to use it. And how you made yourself well enough.
Oh, well enough. Now I feel, you know, just because I trust that my souls are listening to me, and they say that if you're going to do this, you are going to speak. Exactly. I couldn't.
You could have been in the blanket, and you could have been in the blanket now, and you would have probably felt 100 times worse.
Or would have felt worse.
Put your face on, dressed up.
That's the vibes and signal I'm sending to myself that you are not well, and you have to show symptoms and signs of not being unwell. And would have continued.
Even in your homes, I think if there's like negative energy or negative vibration, just look at, does you know, underneath your bed, is there a lot of stuff that needs to be removed? Any items that are broken, they need to be fixed.
You need to always cleanse your aura as well. And I do that I do two ways. I use the sage. I don't know if you've heard of the sage.
When you burn the sage,
especially around full moon time, because that's all about clearing and cleansing. And I also have a bath, Epsom salt bath or Himalayan salt bath, that really cleanses. You do feel different. Because
I'd love to have a bath. I haven't got a bath.
You'll have to come over.
Come and borrow ours.
Yes. Actually, I should do that more, because we have got a bath, but nobody ever uses it.
I know.
You should.
I'm going to start to use
Put
it.
like the lovely incense with lavender.
Candles and everything.
That
It's
really
really
does
nice.
make you feel like...
I tell you just feel revitalized, and that's when inspiration is flowing through us, ideas, and it's just more like feeling like on a proper high again.
That was one of my favourite things when my daughter used to live with me as well, is to fill the bath, put candles around, and that used to help her to relax when she'd get back from work.
Definitely, so luxurious. That's what we go to spas for, don't we? When we go, we love to sit in the hot pool and the hot tub, and you know, it's so luxurious, and we forget to use our baths at home. So nikke nikke nuggets, hopefully they help you. Sadiyan galla pata thanu changiyan lagdiyan hogiyan, ਤਾਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ please feedback video, tell us. And ਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਹੋਰ ਗੱਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਕੋਈ topic, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੋ, because we can bring whatever topic you want, and we can bring in guests to discuss whatever it is that you want. So you know, कोई भी बैम नहीं करना, बुरी नजर कुछ नहीं हैगा. We can change everything.
भरोसा रखो.
That's the main thing. That's the biggest message. And would like to say, you know, everybody enjoy the festive period, and अपना ख्याल रखो. तो जेरा थोड़े लागे बैठा उधर भी ख्याल रखो. You know, wear the masks when you go to the shops, because we did get out of it, didn't we? Because everybody around us weren't wearing them. So you felt odd again putting yours on. So we got out of it. Going on the trains, people stopped. But now it's the time, because ekda winter ya, cold flu ta udda bhi bahut ya, udda bhi hone ya. But with this COVID situation, it just makes it 100 times worse.
That's right.
Because bache are bringing it from schools, nurseries. We go out and about, we bring it, you know, from workplaces. So you just got to be extra mindful and have the right things in the morning. Have a bowl of that porridge with cinnamon, all the seeds, you know, that'll keep you nourished. It's about keeping your food to nourish your soul, not to fill you up.
Keep yourself hydrated. So
Keep yourself
important.
absolutely hydrated. And you know what? Today we've got the Kanshi TV party.
Yes.
So we're going to party now after this. And I hope you all have a great Christmas. And any final message from you two lovely ladies? Got a minute each. Time waits for nobody, like to say.
Just wants to say have a great Christmas. Make sure you all share in the responsibility, and that's, you know, anybody. Even you know, one beautiful little memory I've got, my father-in-law, when he came over from India, you know, because he's used to always helping out, he did all the vegetables for us, and that was so lovely, and we've got a lovely picture of him. So it doesn't matter how old, you know, or how young somebody is, make sure everybody gets involved, and then everybody enjoys, you know, the work that they've done, and then when you sit and eat together. And Happy New Year.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, and just same here, you know, enjoy your Christmas and think about all the good things that are happening in your life. Just the good things that are happening in your life. Don't even focus on what's gone wrong, and let's make a habit of just thinking what is working right in my life, and make that a new habit. And share that with all the family. If you hear someone else in the family talking, complaining, because what you complain about, you get more things. Life or universe will give you more things to complain about. If you're angry about something, God or universe will give you more things to be angry about. So whatever you're giving out, the universe gives you more of that. So if you being grateful about all the good things, the universe will give you more things to be thankful about.
Yeah.
Exactly. And what COVID has taught me is life is very short. It's full of highs and lows. But thinking too much about, you know, doing something or putting it off, don't procrastinate. Do it. Take action. Speak to somebody who can support you, you know, with where you want to be, your new goals. Obviously, you know, new year coming. Make it your year 2022. And hope you all have an amazing Christmas and a happy new year. And thank you to Kanshi TV. And hopefully we'll be back very soon with another episode of your Saheli chat show. So from all of us, goodbye until 2022. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev.